All right, welcome back to From Head to Toe. It's me, Naomi Smalls, and I cannot believe it. We are here with RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18, Episode 10. This week's runway is a design challenge. We love a design challenge. We get to see what the girls are really made of, how they see drag, how crafty they can be in a limited amount of time. I feel like it's very important as a drag queen to be able to throw together a look very fast. I feel like we should be able to carry a look, even if it's covered with safety pins and spray adhesive and hot glue in the back, make your audience and crowd believe that it is custom from head to toe. And this week the girls had to take the eliminated queens' suitcases that they left behind and reimagine a look that is through their own drag lens. Something that is fitting for a party of their choice, giving the girls a assignment of the drag look is, I think, really important. It makes it a little less mishmash. This is a very drag challenge. I feel like us as drag queens, we're always getting random gigs where we either are hosting the après ski party or throwing a party in Mykonos or showing up to a barnyard 5-year-old kid's birthday party. But making the look be cohesive and have it match your drag aesthetic, I think is a very important part of doing drag, but I feel like it's very Drag Race to highlight this challenge and to challenge their queens to brand themselves through their own designs. And I hope that this is something that doesn't ever go away. I love design challenges on Drag Race, and it's just a perfect opportunity to see what's cooking upstairs. Up first, RuPaul. And RuPaul comes out in this gingery, carroty wig with a multicolor sequin gown. She has her legs slit. She has this like fringe happening. She has a black cocktail ring and the longest nails I've ever seen RuPaul wear. I don't know if I'm just late to the party and not getting the full details, but I'm loving the claws this week, Miss Ru. Ru has all this multicolor sequin. I love the fringe accent on one side. Curious if that's like laser cut somehow, or if that's how the sequin bolt of fabric came and that was just like the trim at the bottom of the bolt. But I thought this was a really nice way to add some interest up top, and I like that it doesn't follow all the way down her leg slit. Her legs just look like nice and clean downstairs. We love that. I think the only thing I would change about this look is maybe just a different earring. It'd be nice if it was maybe that black stone or maybe a different ring. It'd be nice if it was that same color stone. But I'm also like matchy, matchy, matchy. So maybe I'm just projecting. And the runway category this week is party. Who likes to party? Do you like to party? Adore likes to party. Mayhem is the OG queen of the party, and let's bring it to the runway. Up first, Darlene Mitchell. Darlene Mitchell is going to a VMA after party, and the suitcase that she got her little fingers on was Athena Dion's. Athena Dion had this zebra fabric, this black fabric, and Darlene decided to have the zebra be mainly the highlight of her look and keep her waist nice and cinched. She matched it with opaque tights. I like the way you think. She also matched it with this red mullet wig. Not sure I like the way you think upstairs, but she has the zebra carrying out. She made a purse, she made a cocktail ring, she has the zebra on her earrings, and it's definitely a fully thought out look. The styling is a lot different than I would personally take this. I think that maybe blonde hair would have worked a little bit better for me, or maybe just wig, more wig. But I feel like this is a wig that I can totally imagine Darlene in. Doesn't necessarily mean I love it, but it does fit Darlene's aesthetic.
Clap if you're against it.
This week on Darlene Mitchell's makeup and her mug, she is utilizing her natural eyebrows. And that is such a different queen than I'm used to seeing. I feel like we normally see Darlene with like a nice covered brow, up a little elevated, and like a colorful shadow. This week she is doing a low brunette brow with like a neutral cut crease, and I should love it, but sometimes your face is not necessarily meant for that. Also, the way that you introduce yourself to the world with one makeup style, especially on Drag Race, to have such a polar opposite switch just makes you look so different. I feel like she's wearing no contacts, no brow cover, and barely a wig this week. So it's just a very different queen, but it's a design challenge this week. I'm assuming she was like working on her costume up until the very last second and was like, bitch, I don't have time to do 4 coats of Elmer's disappearing purple glue stick. Seeing Darlene Mitchell in that yanked, pencil thin, flappery brow last week and then seeing this, I feel like you can now understand on the side screen, wherever it is, how that's like so polar opposite than this makeup style this week. I probably wouldn't have had these thoughts if this is how she walked in episode 1, but here we are, episode 10, and we're getting a new version of Darlene. I feel like this is more trash than it is Darlene Mitchell. And I'm not saying trash as in trashy, I'm saying trash as in her previous drag persona, right? I really do enjoy how Darlene did this purse. I feel like this is the more thought out version to have a purse. She has the strap of the purse with the zebra, and then she has like a little like emblem, logo, whatever you want to call it, on the purse that's also in the zebra. I do really like that. Makes it seem like this is a fully thought out accessory, and we have to appreciate that with a design challenge. And I can't tell what the hell shoe that is, but it looks a little short. But I do think that tall girls can pull off short shoes. Up next, we have Discord Addams, and Discord Addams is going to an end of the world party. She is wearing a look that was taken apart from Mandy Mango's suitcase. And I love this. I feel like end of the world party actually makes so much sense for Discord Addams' drag persona. It's very Mad Max, it's very Lady Gaga, it's very Discord Addams. I also feel like this week she has an ease on the runway, and I feel like this is because she's really feeling this look. She has all the glitz and the glam that I know she loves. She loves like heavily embellishing and heavily jewelry and accessories, but I feel like the black and red is so Discord in my brain. I feel like the blonde with all this is so Discord in my brain, and the way that she accessorized everything together with the safety pins makes me so happy that her reference, I'm assuming, is more so Mad Max than it is trying to put some safety pins on and be like, I'm doing Vivienne Westwood, you know? Like, that's what we always get, and I am a sucker for doing that.
Vivienne Westwood meets Scarecrow meets Vidal Sassoon.
It's just nice to see that Discord really utilized the crystal mesh and like that black embellishment with all the openings and the peekaboos through it. You get the red peeking through on the top, you get the red seamlessly going into that like red pleaser platform boot downstairs, and matching it with this red lip I thought was a really nice way to make the whole look cohesive. And I feel like she's really feeling it. I feel like, yes, of course we're getting the Discord walk, but like she's owning it. I feel like her back is a little more up, hips forward, and even RuPaul is impressed. Of course, if I had to change anything, I probably would have put a red nail on this. I know, maybe we don't have a red pair of nails, but because it's from head to toe and I'm just waiting for that spray paint sponsor, a pair of nails, let that dry while you're doing your makeup, glue them on and hit the runway. But I'm just a sucker for nails. I feel like gloves is such a specific time and place, but us drag queens, who like to be lazy dudes. Just can't pick up that super glue or the gel tab, or yeah, that's about it. I'm not ever going to get acrylics. I think I've made it this far in my life now that I can just recognize that it takes 3 minutes to glue on some nails and it takes 30 seconds to take them off. Oh, I should not do that. But that's it. I love this look. Discord ate this week, and even the shellacked doodad hair, I like it because it has intentional black streaks in there and it goes really well with her costume. I feel like if she was wearing a black wig this week, we would be thinking of this look completely differently. And something that I'm noticing about this new, huge, vast runway for maybe girls who are going into it is that black just gets so lost. Even Darlene's waist, like I'm sure she was cinched the house down boots. I saw what she was doing with the volume up top, volume downstairs, but like you just lose so much detail with this black background. So this blonde on Discord I thought was a really smart choice this week. Before we move on, one really random side note, because I am that hair girl, I really, really enjoyed the way that Discord styled their hair in the workroom this week when they were getting the challenge and doing the reading challenge. That was like really well done. Men's hairstyling. If you are a man, I don't even know, dear God. 2026. Okay, up next we have Juicy Love Dion, and Juicy Love Dion is going to a Miami Beach party. The suitcase that Juicy Love Dion is plucking her materials from is Mia Star. And Juicy comes out in this disco-y look, very Studio 54. I love a jumpsuit that has, this is like one of my like go-to OG, since day one, have loved this silhouette. I love the long billowy sleeves with the cutout, long pants with the cutout that you can still see your legs and arms through. I like the way that she embellished this black look. I feel like, I was just saying, black is lost on the runway, but the way that she has all the crystal trim going around it and like her crystal bra is really pleasing. I like the way that everything like hangs down too. It gives her movement going down the runway. I thought it was smart that Juicy matched this look with a Say Something wig. And this color is something I feel like I haven't seen on Juicy before. This size I feel like is something I haven't seen on Juicy before. If I were to pluck pussy hairs on this, I would maybe just like move that embellishment just a little far back so we're getting a little bit more asymmetry with the wig. I say that with a wig literally falling off my head right now, so maybe I'm biased as well. But this crystallized bra, I thought it was really smart that Juicy heavily encrusted, embellished this bra. She also has like this like inner embellished shoulder situation happening before the outer shoulder, which I think is a nice way to tie in the multi-strand diamond necklace, tie in the embellished bra, and have just like something gorgeous before we move further out into that like batwing dolman sleeve. I would maybe do like add some of that crystal into the shoe, or do a crystal shoe, or like goddamn spray paint a pair of heels silver and then like pour some like silver glitter on it, just to like have the embellishment go from head, shoulders, knees, toes, knees, shoulders, head. Would have been really pleasing, but again, that's the pussy hairs, and that's what I'm here to do for you each week. If Juicy Love Dion is referencing Kylie Minogue, we love that. This is a jumpsuit that if I were performing Kylie Minogue, I would totally dip my toe in. All right, up next is Jane Don't. Jane Don't comes out in this gown. It's this holographic green and purpley sequin mix with these kind of wing-shaped embellishments that she cut up from Sierra Mist's suitcase package. She's going to a Grammys after party, and she matched it with a black shoe, a clutch, and a orange fluorescent-y wig. I think that this was really well done. I love how she did the embellishments. I thought it was nice that she cut up the embellishments and then had them like protruding off of her shoulder asymmetrically. That was gorgeous. And how she added them into her garment. I like that she has this fascinator. I really enjoy how Jane Doe's leg slit is not just like center of the thigh. I like that it's like one-sided. I think that this is a maybe just a case of this dress could have been just a little bit longer to go to a Grammys after red carpet party situation, but also like who at the red carpet is wearing that wig, that color wig. But we are drag queens and sometimes the girls like to dip their toes in the fun colors. I'm obviously a real hair color kind of girl. I always just kind of have been. I've dipped my toe into the yellows and the blues and the oranges a few times, but it's been a minute. This is a perfect case of how she's wearing a dark color, but because it's not black and there's like texture and shine to it, it really works on this runway. Her hair is matching the neon lights that are behind her, and it looks really great on a wide. Yeah, Jane Doe is gonna kill a design challenge each week, and I totally understand why the girls didn't want to give her first choice of suitcase because she won last week, right? Or was that last week? Yeah, she won last week, and she's great at design, so let's give her a hindrance, but obviously, like, it didn't matter what suitcase Jane was gonna get. She has the eye, she knows how to construct a look, and I'm very, very, very impressed. The peep toe shoe, I believe she's wearing a red bottom, and go off for season red bottom. I really like how Jane Doe has like that square back line in the back of her gown. I'm not sure if there's like mesh keeping this up. That's what's connected to the choker, or however this is staying up is really pleasing. Of course, because she's wearing a longer wig, you can barely see it, but like, that's why I'm here. All right, up next, NINI COCO. And NINI COCO has Didi Fuego's materials, and she is going to a fashion show, post-show garden party.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. NINI COCO comes out in this really busy print, and it is this like blue with the people dancing in dresses on it. And she created these big sleeves, a headband, a skirt. I'm not sure if she created these boot cover slash bodysuits, but there is no skin out for NINI COCO. I feel like this is a trend or a thing that NINI COCO really likes to do, is just be like covered up. Like she's like traveling on an airplane during COVID at all times. No skin out at all. The heel covers, if she did make them, gorgeous. Like, it wraps around the heels amazingly. This busy print is not necessarily what I would have matched the orange boot with. Maybe this is the only thing that had stretch that was in Didi Fuego's suitcase, but because there's no orange in this print, it's hard to marry those two together. And yes, I see that there's red and I see that there's yellow, and those both make orange, but that's getting real, that's reaching. That is reaching as a stylistic eye, and it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. I think something that I would have really enjoyed to see with this look on NINI COCO, because she's so covered up, it's like a high neck, long sleeves, really, really, really high skirt. I feel like the skirt is like abnormally high on her stomach, that I think I could have just used a boob, and it's rich, I'm saying that right now. But I think she really could have used like some sort of volume to make it just like a little less. Oof. Barrel is the worst word. You never want to hear barrel while you're in drag, but like just some sort of like up in her chest area. But I really enjoy the of her, I'm guessing, ponytail is like all platinum human. I do love the way that it moves, and I love this hair color matched with the blue. I thought that marries together really nicely. These wigs that have the the nape that is like, I don't even know how they do it. I feel like they like tease it at the nape and then they like brush it down and then they put it up and then they like cut. It's almost like how we do like the old school French fry lace fronts, like before factory lace fronts were so popular. They're doing that in the back. And you know what? I should just be happy that we are not seeing any duct tape or bobby pins or wig combs in the back. But like when you have your hair into a ponytail, no, this is being really unrealistic. I think I'm just a crazy. I've realized doing these videos, I'm just so crazy about the hair, and I just like shit to look like real, you know? Like if you're doing a ponytail, like you want to have it be like your nape, and that's just coming from a point of privilege from growing my hair out to be able to do that. But I guess, I don't know. Is it supposed to be a thing where like if you can't do it, don't do it? Or I guess as drag queens, we are supposed to make it happen. But what if you make it happen and it's not aesthetically pleasing? Do we still do it? You tell me in the comments. But yeah, NINI COCO. Blonde, orange, blue. I do really enjoy seeing how NINI COCO went back to adding in that plume into her makeup. I'm not sure if she customized this one or she had it like previously made, but all the colors that are in her costume is in her makeup, and it's also in that like custom plume in her eyes. And I just love that iconic makeup detail that NINI COCO has been giving to us most weeks. It is so aesthetically pleasing to see this platinum blonde wig with no contour, crazy makeup up in the hairline. It's such a distraction when we are wearing platinum blonde against contour to have all that like be messy. So I like how crisp this wig looks, and I'm not sure if it was like she cut the lace front off, this is the first time she's wearing it, or she's just very meticulous about her face. I feel like both options could be true with NINI COCO. Up next is MYKI MEEKS, and MYKI MEEKS is working with Briar Blush's suitcase to create an après-ski party look. This totally gives me après-ski-ish, like totally the elements gave me après-ski. I'm not sure where she could have gone else with a muff and earmuff, so I feel like the accessorizing really takes me there. Does sheer black and blue sequin take me to après-ski? As a drag queen, sure. Why not? Sure. When I think of like ski, I normally think of like faux or fur or shearling or something that has a little bit more warmth and texture than like a cold sequin, but we're drag queens, you gotta get imaginative. She made a boot cover and a skirt and a top and a muff, and I thought that this was actually really classic MYKI MEEKS. I love seeing her now after the whole Annie and the beige runway. We've been seeing MYKI in like those like blonde shades, and I just like got reminded who MYKI motherfucking MEEKS is in her black wig, and it's so pleasing to me to see her drag persona back for episode 10. She matched it with this red lip, and she just looks really classic. There's nothing I can really like tear apart about this look. I feel like it's clean. Besides the fact that these materials are not necessarily après-ski, I believe she chose what party she's going to, and I almost feel like this color combination of like the blue and the black almost gives me like Spy then Winter, and yeah, totally Spies. Yeah, like Lucy Liu and Charlie's Angels 2. That opening scene, but I feel like she almost looks like the Beetle in Spy Kids, the little robot, you know, like that, like kind of like Ralph. Yeah, she almost looks like Ralph. No drag queen presenting as a woman wants to be called Ralph, but hey, that's what it's giving me this week. But in like a glam way. I also love Ralph. I also wish I had a little Ralph to play with right now. MYKI MEEKS is also in the same boat as NINI COCO this week. Like, this is the COVID drag. No skin out. No skin is exposed to the elements. And I get that for skiing. Maybe that's where she... But like, I feel like this material is actually more scuba than it is ski, because it has that like that shine of that spandex. There's nothing to write home about this look as a design challenge, and maybe we have Briar Blush to blame for that, because she supposedly left this suitcase for Drag Race.
Allegedly.
Up next, Kenya Pleaser. And Kenya Pleaser is working with Vita Von Teese's Stars suitcase, and she created a disco party look. I feel like this is such a now staple Kenya Pleaser silhouette. The big fro with the jumpsuit, very her entrance look. I feel like this is her Bianca Del Rio cowl neck, you know, like her go-to silhouette.
Stop.
I really enjoy how Kenya Pleaser put this look together. I think that she had really smart ideas with making the belt out of that velvet, but not just making it straight across, angling that up to underneath her tits. I really like how she tied in the headband of the sequin with that like flower. I think that this like looks really pleasing going down from her gorgeous thighs into that nice bell-bottomy shape. This was a safe look for Kenya Pleaser just because we've seen it before, but honestly, you ain't gotta reinvent the wheel. And maybe I'm just making excuses again because I fucking love Kenya Pleaser, but this is clean. You can't come for it because it is clean. I feel like I could totally see her paying for this look to be made by somebody else. I would have loved to maybe just seen different hair, but hey, she didn't wear it last week. She probably wore it the week before. Yeah, it's clean. It's okay. It's aight, but no complaints. I feel like my favorite detail is for sure that belt. This line is doing wonders for her shape. Kenya Pleaser is such a sucker. I'm seeing it. I don't know if those are the same cuffs as last week where she does the gold on the right and the left. She's probably just like a lot of drag queens I know. Like how we all accessorize is, the symmetry is sometimes the most important thing. Sometimes you gotta like spend 13 years, 14 years, 15 years, how long has it been? Doing drag to like get out of that habit. She looks gorgeous. She looks absolutely gorgeous. And I love the way that her tits are like in this bodysuit. And that was all the looks from episode 10, season 18. This was a design challenge. We have to, you know, have grace. This is not the looks that they hit up some bitch and was like, oh no, this is the thing, make me a look. These are my measurements. Like, this is a peek inside of these queens' brains, and they're all going to a party of their own choice, so there's really no excuses for it not matching the theme. And I really like that RuPaul's Drag Race tackled this design challenge in that way. My best look of the week, knowing that information, is definitely Discord ADDAMS. I love the way that she accessorized this. I love the way that she made it her own by using someone else's fabrics. Like, it's a real skill to be able to put your stamp on something. And I feel like that Discord, I've said before, she's a finger in the socket kind of queen. She's like, wow! But she made this look really clean, even though it was so like edgy and rough around the edges and very Discord ADDAMS, but like not in a sloppy way. I thought that was really, really impressive for Discord ADDAMS to put the whole kitchen cabinet, the whole kitchen sink, how do they say? The whole refrigerator into her costume, but present it in a nice, aesthetically pleasing way to the judges. My best wig of the week for sure goes to MYKI MEEKS. Even though it's not a wig, she's doing a fall, but it's so pleasing with her snatch out in the front and the black bump. And I like the way that she accessorized it. I feel like, yes, it's okay to repeat hair, ideally an episode apart, but if we're gonna repeat hair, add a hat, add a brooch, add a fascinator, add some headphones, earmuffs, whatever we're calling these, and it just fits MYKI MEEKS' drag persona so well. Best shoe of the week is NINI COCO. If NINI COCO covered these boots in that orange sequin, I just was really impressed that it wasn't like some ugly boot cover stocking thing that had the baggy edges at the sole. You know what I'm talking about? Like when that like sole is like at the boot cover. I feel like NINI COCO has that attention to detail that she like hugged the heel, hugged the arch, hugged the toe, and I would believe that this is like a panta booty. Maybe not a Balenciaga type panta booty, but a panta booty. You know what I mean? And that was all the looks from episode 10. Join me next week to get into episode 11. But in the meantime, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and tune into the Patreon for exclusive videos, early releases, and extra Naomi Smalls. I know you want it, and I love to give it to you.